All right. Question I have. Oh. Mm, mm.
Mm.
Question I have for you.
Uh-huh.
How do men reclaim their sexual power and potency after years of giving that energy out unconsciously
Mm.
and not knowing the power that they possess as men? Because from what I know is boys, once they first hit into that puberty stage and they start to feel that arousal, they don't understand how that sexual energy is meant to be used, right? They just
Right.
watch the
Right.
flicks, they just
Right.
whatever,
Right.
become little horn dogs, so to
Mm.
speak. And so, like, how do you reclaim that power? How did you reclaim that power,
Mm.
from just being a young, unaware man and not knowing the power you possess?
Yeah, it's just ignorance. Ignorance is a thing that we all grew up in, especially even, just knowing that the program or the system wants you to fail. So naturally, without OGs in your life, a father figure that can actually give you some guidance, some wisdom on how to use your sexual energy, right? And a lot of these OGs don't know how to use it as well.
Yeah.
So now you just go back to the ancient way of teaching, the ancient school of thought, and understand sex is a tool. Sex is a tool to transmute your energy so you can enliven or create something in this reality.
Mm.
So naturally, we just been manipulated and mind controlled by the church, by the
Mm.
media, by society to
Mm-hmm.
carry out sexual acts in such a animalistic way where it
Mm.
doesn't serve our greater good.
Mm. Interesting. And it's different for women and girls. Um, to me, in my observation, it seems like boys are taught go out and get as much ass as you possibly can,
Mm-hmm.
right? Get as many women as you can. That would be symbolic of your manliness.
Right.
As women, we are taught to suppress those desires.
Mm.
Don't do that because you don't want to be pregnant out of wedlock, or just not understanding the true nature of our sexuality and our sensuality.
Mm-hmm.
We're kind of taught like act like it doesn't exist. Even in my experience, I knew that my mother was having these relations, but she never talked to me intimately
Mm-hmm.
about what sex was,
Right.
about how to have a healthy sexual relationship.
Yeah.
We never had that conversation until we had to have it when I was going into college. And I'm like, okay, mom, I think I may need some birth control,
Right.
right?
Right.
So it was kind of too late to be having that
Mm-hmm.
conversation.
Yeah, a lot of it is fear, a lot of just ignorance and the taboo of sex.
Mm.
So you know what I mean? Now when we get to high school and that solar plexus chakra age,
Mm.
essentially there's a lot of peer pressure that's happening where now the guys at such a young age, 14, 15, is peer pressured into having sex, but they don't understand or know what it's all about and what it is.
Yeah.
And then vice versa, goddesses or girls are peer pressured into, you know, being ladylike, more controlled, but
But the
they had
pressure is there
right there, yeah,
because
and
the
there is
boys
a
are out
pressure,
here
yeah,
like
right, and
trying to
they
get
are,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and especially if they like a particular boy, they might be ignorant to saying, okay, well, I like him too, and he likes me, so I guess this is what we're supposed to do at this particular time. But something deeper has to happen more than just penis and vagina. It has to come from, your brain, your masculine and feminine mind power, where y'all can actually kumbaya and have a certain je ne sais quoi about, laughter, flirting, dates, uh, just good times,
Connection,
right?
developing
Connection, a
connection. Yeah.
divine, strong connection relationship that's more than just wham bam, thank you, man.
So we have a 10-year-old son
Mm-hmm.
who will be hitting puberty
Mm-hmm.
soon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What would you tell him to help him become a man
Mm-hmm.
that honors his sexuality,
Mm-hmm.
who um, understands that his body is sacred, just like the women, just like his sisters, just like his mother, just like you, what would you tell him to help him enter into that phase of his life healthier, more
Right.
holistic, and
Right.
grounded?
Yeah, I started already giving our 10-year-old KJ a lot of game just based off his body changing. Like he's waking up with a boner and he's like, oh shoot, what is this? And he might be nervous or, you know, a little embarrassed to tell somebody. So I'm going straight for the gusto. Hey, look, when your wood is up hard and erect,
You gotta
that's
chill.
okay.
Yeah.
You're fine. There's nothing wrong with you. That's just
There's
normal.
nothing wrong with
When
you.
you
Yeah.
having a boner in class, don't worry about it. You might be looking at that little lady a little bit too hard, but that's okay. That's part of your natural progression as a young man into adulthood. So, one of the aspects I do want to get KJ and all of our kids is some game from different books, Montauk Chia's books, some of the sexual alchemy books, just breaking them into that nuances of sexual energy is actually creative energy and a tool that can actually help you manifest your reality.
Right. So it doesn't have to, you don't have to utilize that energy through the act of sex. It can be transformed and transmuted. And I think that's so important for young boys, and not even young boys, but young adults and even grown adults, older people. I don't care how old you are, to know and understand that just because you have those feelings and those sensations, it doesn't mean that you have to physically act on it with yourself or with someone else. You can raise that energy up and utilize it in a more creative, powerful, and purposeful way.
Yeah, because a lot of adults still don't know that. Some adults are still ignorant to the aspect that this sexual energy is actually your creating power.
Yeah.
This is what we talked about in our conference. This is your Kundalini energy, your Chi energy, your Shi, your snake energy, that life force energy. Life force is what you being in life, right?
And you being a conscious co-creator with life.
Right.
Because sexual energy is creative energy. And so when you use it with intentionality to fulfill goals, purpose, dreams, and aspirations, that is you using this creative life force energy to put something out in the world that is meaningful, not just to you, but that can really impact, others as well.
Right.
All right.
That's a deeper aspect of being attractive, attracting opportunities, people, places, things, ideas to you. Right. So the more you fall into the space of understanding your sexual energy and not just spewing it out and giving it out so freely, the more you actually cultivate more divine wisdom to become more attractive.
And I think it's opposite for men and women. Women, we need to feel more of that sexual energy without suppressing it, because that makes us more attractive, more light, more bubbly, more free, more flowing, more fluid. Again, that doesn't mean that you actually act on those things, but you allow that sensuality to be present inside of you. And then for men, it's the cultivation of that self discipline and self control that makes you more magnetic. Anyways, I gotta go stop that food.
I say. Stop.